And we're back with another series of Let's Play. And yes, I'm a glutton for punishment. I pulled out Final Fantasy II. Look. I felt in my brain that it's like a Band-Aid. The sooner I rip it off, the less pain I will be in later. And that is the deal. Not every Final Fantasy game is a golden gem. Some Final Fantasy games are petrified pieces of dog turd with a little bit of corn in it. That little bit of corn are the small nuances that help evolve the franchise. Final Fantasy II I have talked about to great lengths with various on my Twitch channel, on YouTube through the RPG Guy Talks stuff. I've discussed Final Fantasy II at great lengths. This is the dark horse of the series. It's definitely the most ambitious Final Fantasy game ever made. I stand by that statement too. A lot of people would say 7 was, monetarily and all that stuff, and that's fine. Yeah, monetarily, the budgeting wise, yeah, you're definitely 100% right. But gameplay mechanics and story writing wise, 2 takes the cake. They tried out the most weird shit in 2, and boy did it backfire. It's one of the few times I would say that the story, as good as the story is in Final Fantasy II, it does not save the game. That is Final Fantasy II. The gameplay in this game is rough. It's rough. It's one of these ideas. The philosophy that they had is, looks good on paper, let's do it. Just because something looks good on paper doesn't mean that it works in practice, and this is a perfect example of that. Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. Now, there are other RPG games that adopted aspects of this game, but not all of it. There is no real Final Fantasy II clones out there that, even in modern days when programming something like what they were attempting here is easily doable, nobody truly fully reattempted the format that they did for the gameplay of this game. Though it plays like other Final Fantasies, it's the leveling system and the skill system to which it just kind of falls flat on its face. And it's weird, it's uncomfortable. Uncomfortable in a sense that 90% of this game is grinding prep. And you grind differently because there's no levels in this game. That's right, there's no levels in this game whatsoever. There's no leveling in this game at all. There are no levels, there's no XP, nothing like that. And I'll explain that system when I can actually show it to you and go over the gist of how it works. But it was very problematic at the time. Though innovative, it was problematic because you can be innovative, and everything that you innovated, all your inventions are shit. And this is the idea of that. And Final Fantasy II is a time capsule of experimentation. And when Squaresoft continued to experiment, but they definitely were they kept it a little more closer to the chest in various games later. Nothing was as experimental as Final Fantasy II, and nothing has been since. I would argue. This is going to be a bumpy ride, guys. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to try to treat this game very fairly in my mind and my brain as we play through it. But mostly this is going to be entertainment for you because I'm a glutton for punishment. And this game is going to punish me for pulling it out. We are playing the PSP version of it because it has the best soundtrack. And that is one of the good things of Final Fantasy II, is it had a kick-ass soundtrack. No matter what version of it you play. So, with that said, oh god, why? Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, oh I did it, no! We're gonna pick English. We're gonna leave the names the same because even making funny names for them wouldn't make me feel any better.
A long-lived peace, disrupted by Final Fantasy II's initial release. A long peace is at an end.
And everybody's on fire. The fire is even on fire. It's screaming in pain.
The Emperor of Palamecia has called forth monsters to destroy the world and has begun his campaign for world conquest.
I think I read that second one wrong.
A rebel army arose in the kingdom of Fid to thwart the Emperor's...
I just gotta read this faster, sorry. But the rebels' castle fell to an all-out assault by the Empire.
Look out!
Left with little choice, the rebels withdrew to their remote town of Altair. Four youths from Fynn also found themselves fleeing the Imperial forces. They had lost their parents at the hands of the Empire. But their escape wasn't over. As we are flung into battle! Ow, he hit me. He hit me too. He hit me as well. Whiff! And okay, well, that concludes our playthrough of Let's Play Final Fantasy II. I am your host, the RPG Guy. I want to thank you guys for dealing with it. Oh, come on! That's the little things in life. It's the little things in life. They should have left us for dead. I'm gonna fix my mic here really quick, sorry. Will he live? He will. I sense a strong life force within him. He should regain consciousness soon. We found them like this on the escape from Fynn, fallen from terrible wounds. By the time we brought them here, I feared it was already too late. It's too late for me. I pressed OK to start this. His life is not in danger. The sigil will strengthen his life force, so we should let him rest for now. Of course. We'd best be off to the meeting. I imagine they're already waiting for us. The Empire is allowed to complete the dreadnought they're building in Bafsk. Their attack will begin in earnest. We cannot sit idly by and watch. We must act.
Where am I? Leon! Maria! Guy! Or Guy! Where are you?
Therian, you're alive. I thought you'd...
I'm fine, Maria. You alright too, Guy? Wait, where's Leon? Princess Afin, save us. But Leon not here. Get to the chapel now. I see. Don't worry. I'm sure he's okay. Guy, as played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, get to the airship. Leon, no!
Sorry, I can't help it. I mean, I could, but I gotta do anything I can to bring me joy. So you've regained your strength. Very good. Your life force is strong indeed.
It was you who saved us, wasn't it? Thank you. Forgive me, Your Highness, but there is something I must ask of you. Please allow me to join the rebel army.
I could never allow such a thing. You know nothing of battle. You would only be throwing your lives away. You should return to your homes. But we have no homes, not anymore. The Imperials attacked, and our parents.
I ate my parents. I'm
truly sorry, but even so, this changes nothing. I cannot permit you to join our army. If you have nowhere else to go, you're welcome to stay here in Altair. If you know our password, you should be able to live here well enough. Our password is Wild Rose. Remember it well. So let's learn Wild Rose. The Wild Rose is the insignia of the Kingdom of Finn. It represents our hope for a future that flourishes in both strength and beauty. But what will become of Finn now? I've heard that the Empire's captives have been taken there to suffer even as we speak. Maria, your brother Leon is missing, is he not? It's possible that he is being held in Finn as well. But Finn is far too dangerous now. The Emperor's beasts still stalk the streets. Gaining entrance to the city will not be easy. The man at my right is Minwu, the white wizard who tended to your wounds. Speak with him before you leave. He may be of some assistance. I see your destiny clearly. The future it holds seems closely entwined with my own. You'll begin by journeying to Finn. That is the first step towards realizing your fate. You've wasted no time using the password. Heed well the information it will bring you. You can learn much of value by listening. I offer you one more bit of advice before your depart to Finn. Those who have fallen in battle can be revived at a sanctuary. Should you fall before you reach Finn, go without hesitation to the nearest sanctuary and pay $50. Heading to Finn, are we? It's not my place to tell you what to do, but I'd reconsider if I were you. It's a dangerous place to be, you see. The city is crawling with the Emperor's monsters. To the north lies a small village called Gatre. Judging by the look of you, you'd be lucky to make it that far. Before you go anywhere, I suggest you visit the room with the sigil that saved your life. There you'll find people who can teach you a thing or two about adventuring. I think you're going to need all the advice you can spare. Alright, so he's not wrong in pointing that out. Let's go check it out. So a learning room. You know what? Let me just help you guys learn a bit here. The way this game awkwardly works, and I say awkwardly as nicely as one can, is that Final Fantasy II has no levels. You'll notice there's no character level anywhere. Now, with that said, you will see some skill level there. I'll explain. So the way that Final Fantasy II works, and again, it's going to sound good when I describe this. In practice, it sucks balls. The only way to increase... Oh, okay, so let me explain. Okay, let me just do what we have in front of us. You'll see skill level, okay? That's something that can be leveled up. That is weapon proficiency. So how do you get better at your weapon proficiency? Well, you actually got to use that weapon in combat. That's all you got to do, is use the weapon in combat. And that will level up your weapon proficiency. Okay, with that said, that's pretty simple, right? Well, what about your other stats? What about your attack? What about your strength, your dexterity, all of your statistics, right? How do you level that up? That's where, again, we start running into more problems. These are our stats right here: strength, spirit, intelligence, stamina, agility, magic. Okay, so the way that these things level up is through use. So when you do attacks, you will level up strength. When you level up strength, you lose intelligence. Okay? I don't believe it's at a 1-to-1 ratio. It's something along those lines, though. It might be a 1-to-1 ratio. I don't remember. I don't remember this version particularly. But strength lowers intelligence. Increasing your spirit lowers strength. And increasing your intelligence lowers stamina and agility, I believe. So, yeah, that's the thing. Increasing magic and MP, you have to use magic. Okay? You just burn your MP. So if you want to have more MP, you want your MP to go up, you need to cast spells more frequently. If you want your HP to go up, you need to take damage more frequently. And that's how you build up HP. There's stats pretty much evolve as your characters do these tasks. You can also actually force some of these tasks as well. You can have characters attack each other, not themselves, but they can attack each other and use spells on each other to level up their spell levels as well. With that said, it is as dumb as it sounds. It sounds really great. Okay, let me rephrase. It sounds really great. It's like, oh wow, it's one of those things where you only get better at certain things by doing certain things. Yes, that's true. But again, magic level ups mean you have to level up magic spells independently. So if you have fire, let's just say the fire magic, and you want to level up fire, go ahead, you use fire a whole bunch of times, but it doesn't level up ice and thunder magic or lightning magic. It only levels up fire. If you want to level up the toad spell, guess what, motherfucker? You have to use it. And you have to use it religiously. And I don't use that term in jest. It almost has to become a practice. So grinding in this game is far more involved than it was in previous installments of the franchise. And it is truly problematic compared to, again, to other installments in the franchise. And Final Fantasy II doesn't implement... Now, again, maybe this idea could be implemented well. It's not implemented well here. It isn't. There's no way I can describe it beyond that. It's just not fully realized in Final Fantasy II. So leveling is a thing where you're gonna do leveling in huge chunks. Yes. Because, again, there's a reason why we would want 3 tomes. And you can see the little bar there is the leveling bar for Cure. Everybody can have a Cure spell, which is good. We also have some new gear. We need to make a little bit of money, because the bow is a piece of garbage. The bow is one of the worst weapons in this game. But you could level it. Yeah, I could. I could do a lot of things, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's a complete piece of crap. I'd rather give her a spear. Let's see here. She could fight barehanded for all I care. That would only give us 10, so not enough for a weapon. I may as well just give it to her for now. Alright, so let's take a look now that we have complete control over what we're doing. Let's go ahead, make a save. I think I have an old file here. No, I don't. So we'll make a save, and then we'll head outside town. And guess what you get to do for the next hour or two? Grind. And I'm not lying about that time frame. Grinding in this game is required no matter what you do. And it's not just beating enemies. You gotta let the enemies beat up on you. You gotta beat up sometimes on yourself. You can see that I'm not gonna be in... there's just no realm and thought that can make this fully enjoyable. But, so there's that aspect. So Farion's stamina increase. That's all that happened in that fight. So that's how it's gonna that's how it's gonna be. So here's something else to keep in mind, too. We don't have a choice on, okay, wait. How do I want to explain this? The way I like to play this game is I like to designate classes, rather. When I say designate classes, it means that every Final Fantasy game, regardless of which one you play, pick one, I don't care. It doesn't matter which Final Fantasy you play. The reality of Final Fantasy, in and of itself, is that even in this situation, even when you're playing a Final Fantasy game where everybody can technically do everything to some degree, sword and shield level, bow level, axe level, see, it's all increasing. And you notice poison, I don't think, sticks with us in this version, yeah. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, going back to my initial thesis here. So I believe in class making in this game, particularly. And that's what, you bet your ass, that's what we're going to be doing. So the goal here, overall, is we will be making a black mage, a white mage, and 2 fighters. Okay, now with that said, Well, who are the candidates? Well, we'll look at stats in a minute, because not most of the stats regarding what we choose haven't been decided yet. So, if we look here in status, Farion, okay, he gained a level in stamina. We're going to ignore that for now. But Farion here, or Furion, however you want to say it, kind of an in the middle of the road character. He can go any which way. I'm going to probably make him a white mage because, yes, we'll have people, a fourth character in our party throughout the game. They're going to be switching in and out, different ones, until we get to a final one. But ultimately, Farion is a really good candidate for this because nobody else has spirit higher than 10. So it kind of makes sense to make him that. If we look at Maria, however, Maria has 15 intelligence and agility of 15. Now, with that said, really quick, Farion's usually grows to be a faster character by the end of the game too. Anyway, Maria, her agility's pretty high, but her intelligence is already 5 points up. This easily means she's gonna be a mage, or black mage, okay, or black wizard, whatever you want to call it. She's gonna be our offensive caster of choice. And Guy, if you haven't figured out, or Guy, I'm gonna call him Guy for the sake of simplicity. His strength and stamina are through the roof. He's obviously gonna be a frontline fighter. And you notice I put every character in the front line. Why would you do such a thing, sir? So see, there you go, and there's the leveling of the cure spell right there. So with that said, how much money do we have? We have enough to do some change, make one change. So with that said, there's a few things we need to consider doing. Those things are building up weapon levels for specific types. So for example, I'm going to buy a javelin, but I'm also going to buy a staff. Should buy 2. We only have enough for 1 right now. But I'm also not going to equip the, I'm also not going to equip the staff on anyone right away. We're going to equip the javelin here, which ups her attack to 8 compared to where it was. We can sell that crappy-ass bow. And then the idea is the staff. Now, I'm going to buy a second staff later, but the staves are going to be for Maria and Furion later. I want them to have some ability use with staves. We also need to save up for magic, specifically the elemental magics. Let's take a look really quick at what we have here. So my goal early on here is to build up magic levels, build up fire. We want all 3 elementals on Maria pretty much exclusively. So that's going to be 300, 450 in Gil. We could also probably invest in some better armor. Weapon-wise, we need the other rod and then we're good. The other staff and then we're good for weapons for now. I don't believe there's any reason to build up knives. And bow and arrow to me is a crappy weapon. It's just the worst. So, yeah, so anyway, what are we going to do first? Well, the first thing is, and I'll show you how we're going to do some of this here. Let's take out some of these leg eaters. So there's at least 2 left. Now here's where it's going to get weird. Attack Guy. Attack Farion. Guy, you attack a leg eater here. Ooh! He'll be fine. There we go. Guy's axe level increase, guy's HP increase, stamina increase, because he's taking damage, so HP and stamina went up. So you can see, just by attacking my own character, I can get him built up. Okay? He took 2 hits from another enemy. So that's really not the issue. The issue is building up our character's strength. Physically. And by doing that, having characters take damage on themselves is a good way to do it. So we can defend, have a guide. Let's see what happens here. If we kill a character on accident, that's gonna happen. Like now. So So that's going to happen. That's standard practice. But again, remember, there's no levels in this game, so it's not like you're missing out on XP or anything. He just got his face smashed in, and I'm probably going to have to pay out the butt to revive him. I forget where I got to do that. Here. So you get to see all the little things involved. But yeah. He's revived. Freaking sweet. But again, like I said, if you want to build up HP and the building up of stamina, this is a really great way to do a lot of that. Is you just got to beat yourself up, use skills frequently, and all that hub-de-bub. Let's grab that other staff while we're here. So, sweet. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. Yeah. This is the name of the game. And so what I'm doing is I want to build up our caster staff levels, because I believe there's magical staffs later in the game, and even if there isn't, I'd rather be on the safe side. We're going to try to develop them as casters, remember this. I want to develop Farion, Maria, and Guy as casters, so in order to do that, these are some things we need to have going for us. 38? Really? Really? Oh my god! What have I done? I guess Guy's gonna get all the bonuses here. No, we'll fix it up because we can put, like I said, we can put it. Actually, what I should do is when I'm trying to power up this way, I should put the better options on Farion, his staff on him. Actually, kind of easier to build up one character at a time, in all fairness. Poor Farion. Maria's HP went up. Guy's stamina went up. Good. These are all things we want. Let's head back to town because I'd rather Farion get the credit for the cure. Remember, we gotta build up everybody's cure magic too, by the way. There's no reason not to. We just don't want to go gung-ho with it with Guy too much. But getting the levels up is good. So what's a good level before moving on? I would say probably around level 3 to 4. 5 is optimum for all spells if you can do it, but that's going to take a long time. Not a joke. That's going to take some time. Building up a couple of weapon levels for different weapons would be optimal. Okay, so now I've done that. Let's try not to screw this up. Oh, and you'll know also, take note, the higher your magic casting is, the higher your spell level is, the more MP it costs you to cast it. So casting Cure in battle is probably a really good idea, now that I'm thinking about it. So we'll put staff there, and then that should make that more optimal for Farion to attack someone that's not himself. You know what, let's do... So I'll give you an example here in this fight, or at least try to. Took some damage there. Again, you will notice I'll find it pretty easy to build up levels for Guy here. Farion's shield level went up, spear level, Maria's stamina, Guy's HP. Yeah, Guy's getting all the big HP bonuses. Let me see here if I can give you guys some more examples. Ambush, that's actually a good thing because I do want to take extra damage. Especially for Farion to get his HP up. Currently his HP kind of blows. You'll notice enemies do run away, which can be annoying. Farion's staff level, stamina increased, but not his HP. Hopefully we can get that in a round or two. Just so she can beat up on Farion. Because obviously we know with the spear she can one-shot him pretty much. And again, this will help build up Farion's and Maria's staff levels, just letting them beat each other up. Ooh, a little more than I was hoping for. We'll heal. Actually, it gives me a reason to heal. Well, yeah, not quite. I was going to try to heal in between battles, but during the battle, but So, but there's some HP bonuses. Yay, because we definitely need... Wow, that was shit. Or no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I'm reading it wrong. Let her heal out of battle. And then we'll let Farion heal in battle. Let's see if we can get some more magic usage here. Alright, so... again, let them beat each other up. And actually, we're gonna let Guy just kind of hang back for a minute. Nice. Yeah, get him. Oh, you ran like a bitch. Farion's cure level increased, HP increased. Okay. So nothing on MP yet, but we're getting there. We be getting there. Alright. I probably should have left Guy's HP kind of low, but that's okay. That means our characters can gang up on him later. Same idea. Beat up each other. We can let Guy fight. Well, something out there. I know this seems weird, probably for a lot of you hardcore JRPGers who've never played this game, that what I'm doing is very bizarre and very awkward, but this is a requirement, really. Alright, HP's low. Let's go ahead and finish these dudes off. Oh, I should have had a heal. We can have him do that at the start of the next battle. But at least we're getting HP bonuses across the board. I'm doing a little bit of a risk here, but that's okay. Cure. For attack. Burn it. We'll have Maria heal herself, I guess. Or Guy. We could have Guy do it. Guy's not used his magic at all. I don't know. We'll see. Nope. Sweet. And there's an MP growth. Right there. Sweet. Alright, so you kind of get the idea of how this works. Again, Maria's health HP is gonna... MP is gonna go through the roof. Farion's is gonna be a little slow at first because he's not gonna have as many spells and whatnot to choose from. So that'll be a thing. These are all good these are both good options here. But at the same time, if we defend ourselves, put too much defense on ourselves, we won't be able to damage ourselves as well. So you kind of want to wait to buy armor upgrades and stuff when you're ready to actually do some quest. When you're actually ready to continue going forward in the storyline. So here's what's going to happen. When we're ready to move, we'll probably go ahead and gear out the rest of our characters. And actually, one thing I am going to buy now for sure is I'm going to buy 2 bucklers. Because shield levels are, you know, something that you build up as you use them. So it'd be kind of silly not to get bucklers on them right away. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. If I remove actually... Yeah, that's fine. For the two of them, that's fine. We'll leave Guy barehanded because he does more damage because he's using it two-handed instead of one. And I'm also gonna go in here. Get out of my fool. I'm gonna go in here. We're gonna pick up. At least get started on fire, I think. And there we go. And same deal with, using... Oh, wait, I didn't recover MP. Same thing with using magic, Again, it's you gotta use it. Now, the reason why Maria will probably level up faster than Furion magically is because you can only use her magic spells in battle. Farion's healing you can use out of battle, but it doesn't upgrade your MP and your various stats that are required to build it up, right? So it kind of sucks in that regard. So it's something we'll have to work around. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do this massive amount of grinding that needs to be done. And trust me, I'm not lying when I say massive. And when we come back, we will be ready to head out for Finn and see if we can get the Empire out of our homeland once and for all. We'll see you guys next time. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Support the channels you watch and enjoy. And check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/JackTardStudios. And we'll see you guys next time. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please take a moment to check out more episodes from the RPG Guy, Tuesday Night Team Up, and more. And please subscribe. Always support the channels you enjoy watching, and while you're at it, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Keep on gaming hard. See you next time.